One. All right, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining the DGen broadcast. So, as you can see, tough week again. It was a tough week, but it was a weird week in general, to be totally honest with you. Our special guest Steve won the week. He did not win the week in Mortal Locks. We gave you the Mortal Locks, but Steve did not win. Steve did not win the week in Mortal Locks, but he did win the week in regular picks. He went six. He got 6 wins compared to everyone else got 5. So it was definitely a tough week. A lot of weird games. Especially the Baltimore game was a super weird game. I felt like Tennessee, I kind of feel like it was a bad beat. They lost by fucking 2, and I think they're out by a decent margin going into the fourth quarter. Jaguars Colts feels sort of like a bad beat in a way. I don't know if it really was. I really wasn't paying attention to the games. One of the games I did not watch or care about. But I feel like Indianapolis was up by a decent amount, and then they won by 7, so it just kind of sucks. And then obviously, like, we were nervous before, but every game where we were all in the same boat, except for Kansas City, we botched. So Baltimore, we were all in the same boat. We all liked that pick, botched that pick, lost. Chargers, we all liked that pick, lost. Rams, we liked that pick, lost. The only pick when we all did the same that worked out was Kansas City, and that was the only one that did work out. I love that game. But Liam, you got anything to say?
Not really. Shout out to the guys last week for coming on.
Huge
It was
shout out.
fun. I think they want to come on again at some point in the season, so we'll have to do that. But yeah, tough week. I like the board a little bit this week, so let's see what we got.
I definitely like the board too, but there's a new method that I'm going to be using that we will go into the first game because it applies to the first game that I'm excited to use. So we'll go into this first game. We have on Thursday night, we have New England Patriots against the Falcons. Now you think, bad game. This is boring. I have 2 factors going to my play for this. One, there is a stat that last week, teams that did not cover the week prior versus teams that did covered the spread last week. I probably explained that horrendously. I don't know if Liam want to explain it better than me, but I like that a lot. So that would mean that the Falcons last week did not cover, and the Patriots last week did cover. So I'm going to go Falcons at plus 6.5, strictly following this method. Also, another method I'm following, a lot of these Thursday night games have been dog shit and very close. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of practice time. I don't know. But I like the Patriots here, or I like the Falcons here at plus 6.5. Liam, I think you're in the same boat with me.
Right, yeah. We were just talking about it. I like Atlanta too. I feel a little nervous about it, honestly, just because, like, Patriots last 2 bad teams they've played. Killed the Jets 54-13.
Yep.
And then they just killed the Browns. I don't know if the Browns are a bad team, but they played like a bad team on Sunday. I'm riding with the Falcons, though. Like, again, I just think it's an overreaction, not necessarily tailing the method that you're tailing, but I like to kind of find a little value here. And I think that this spread is a little bigger than it would be if the Patriots didn't just kill the Browns and the Falcons didn't just put 3 points up on the Cowboys. So I think that we kind of have the same thought process just for different reasons. And basically what you're saying, to like simplify it, is basically just fading overreactions, which is all I'm doing with this game, right? So if someone gets killed or someone doesn't win against the spread, no one wants to bet on the same team the next week. So you're getting a little more value versus a team that covers. Everybody wants to bet on them. So you're just getting a little more value. That's where you're going with here. Break it down a little bit. But yeah, Falcons plus 6.5. Probably going to 7 in some places. Saw about 78% of the bets are on New England, so that makes me feel good as well.
Love that.
But I'd also love it if Vegas kind of leaves it at 6.5 and everybody keeps betting the Patriots and they want everybody to bet the Patriots. I would like that as well. I would feel way more confident if they just let the numbers stick and let everybody bet the Patriots. But Falcons 6.5. Yep. Sorry I talked for so long.
No problem. You get a great analysis. I love it. And Collins, or I don't know who this person is. Never mind. Well, so now we're going to the next game, the first Sunday game. Green Bay Packers against the Minnesota Vikings. This is a funky game. Although I think, again, I'm kind of confused as to why Green Bay is favored by -2 against the Vikings. I know it's a divisional rival. I understand it's a home game for the Vikings, but the Packers are legit. The Packers are a good team, and I think the Vikings are starting to kind of fall apart. This was sort of similar to last week where I thought that the Packers are much better than the Seahawks with Aaron Rodgers playing. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers again at -2. I love the narrative that he's still pissed off. He's got something to be pissed off about. I like Aaron Rodgers here. I like the Packers here at -2.
Yeah,
It's
this
weird.
game is so weird to me.
Mhm.
I hate the Vikings. I don't really believe in them. I don't think they're very good. But I mean, here we are again. Like, did the Packers play well last week? I don't think so. Like, they only put up 17 points against Russell Wilson, who clearly was not Russell Wilson last week,
No.
and a pretty bad Seahawks defense, as we've learned. The Green Bay D is really good, though. It's 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins. It's not primetime Kirk Cousins. I'll ride him. I'll ride Dalvin. And we'll see. I mean, Justin Jefferson's great. Vikings defense is solid. Packers defense is solid. I'll just take the points here.
All right, I like it. Now we'll go on to the next game. We got the Indianapolis Colts against the Buffalo Bills. I hate this game. Looking at this right now, I don't really know. Everything wants me to take the Colts. This might be. I don't want to take your coin. I don't want to take your coin flip style game. So this is definitely, if I was doing a coin flip kind of game, this would be my coin flip sort of game. But I think right now that I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. No, I'm gonna go with the Colts at +7. This is a lot of points. And the Colts are not that dog shit. I'm gonna go with Colts at +7. I feel awful about it, horrendous, but I'm gonna go with this just off of our narrative that the Bills are frauds.
I don't know if I'm ready to call the Bills frauds, but I agree with you 100% that it's too many points.
Yeah.
I'm on the Colts too. The Bills haven't really still not taken care of good teams. And when they play good teams, we're talking about close games here. So you're giving me 7 points. Maybe it's tied and the Bills go down, game-winning drive, touchdown. That at worst, it's a push for me there. I think it's closer than that. I think this is a field goal game. And I think the Colts are kind of live in this game. And if you have a live 7-point dog, I'm taking it. I feel better about it than you do, I think.
All right, 100%. Yeah, and I think it's a weird game, to be totally honest with you. It's the Colts. I don't know what to think with the Colts. Are they good? Are they bad? They have weeks of up and down, and I don't really know what to think.
I feel like these teams never play. This doesn't seem like a matchup I've ever seen before.
That's also very true. Yeah.
Wait, did they play in the playoffs last year? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they did.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. But yeah, they just don't seem like an NFL game for some reason.
No, this was when I looked at the game, I was like, this is very weird, and the spread is also even weirder to me. I'm not really sure about that game, but I'll go with the Indianapolis Colts here at +7. Also, we're going into my narrative. Colts didn't cover, Bills did cover, bet the Colts. Love it. All right, now we're going to my next game, which is Ravens -7, Bears +5. Bears did cover, Ravens didn't cover. Going Ravens at -5. I would have gone Ravens at -5 anyway. They lost to a really shitty team in Miami Dolphins, and I think they need a big rebound. So I would have went Ravens at -5 legit anyway, but I like the Ravens here at -5. I think they're better than the Bears. And the cover thing, I'm going Ravens -5.
The Ravens have not been playing well. But I do believe in them. I have to take the Ravens here. I think that aggressiveness of that defense is going to be able to kind of rattle Justin Fields there. Although apparently breathing on the quarterback too hard this week was a roughing the passer call. But still, I think they can rattle him, show him things he hasn't seen before. They're a smart defense, always are. They haven't been great this year, but I still think they have those kind of pillars of their defense. Ravens also coming off the mini bye, played on Thursday night. A little more rest, a little more time to prepare. I like that. And yeah, give me the Ravens, -5.
I also think the Bears are coming off a really emotional loss with that crazy comeback drive, and then all of a sudden you lose to a missed field goal. So yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens. I like Ravens -5 here a lot. Maybe make that mortal questionable.
The only thing about the Bears is that was the first time that team showed life.
Yes.
Does that team have life now? I don't know, but well, yeah, we'll see.
Maybe some of the players are gonna be like, oh, we showed life and we got beat up still. So, and
that's fair.
All right, we'll go on to the next game. You have the Detroit Lions against the Browns. Again, huge spread. But Lions covered last game, Browns didn't. I love this. This makes my life a lot easier. I like the Browns here a lot at -10.5. They kind of got embarrassed by a really bad team. Not by a really bad team. By a pretty decent team. They got embarrassed and they looked like clowns. So I'm gonna go Browns here at -10.5. I don't like the Lions at all. They're dog shit. And I think the Browns won't have a big time win. It's at home. They want to show their home crowd that they're not what they are last week. So I'm going to go Browns here minus 10.5.
I didn't even look at the who covered and who didn't matchups for this week, but I'm also on the Cleveland Browns. You can't get embarrassed like that.
No.
And show up and not kick the hell out of a bad Detroit Lions team. This team has very little life left. I don't know how rah-rah of a coach you can be and still have guys fighting for you at this point in the season. He's got to be one hell of a man manager and keep that locker room spirit up. I think this is also a look-ahead spot for the Lions because the Lions know they can't beat the Browns, but they play the Bears Thursday night.
Thanksgiving.
That's your spot for your first win.
100%.
Right. That's where you get your win. It's not here. I think you look ahead a little bit. Line is now at 11.5, but I'm getting an extra point of value there. And I like the Browns. They're going to kill them.
Agreed. Totally agree. Let's go with that. And also we're going to Thanksgiving games. We have some shitty Thanksgiving games coming up next week.
Yeah, it sucks that they have to have the tradition games because no,
they're
that
really
team
bad.
Sucks. I'd rather watch a good game, but
yeah, I want to pull up the NFL games for that for Thanksgiving because I was looking at them and they are really bad. Obviously, they have to play the traditional. So yeah, we have Bears Lions during the afternoon. That's your 12:30 game. That's the game, and that's the game that sucks because that's the game when you see your family and they all want to hang out and everything. You want to talk, but you want to watch a football and stuff like that. And it's I gotta watch that. That's horrendous. Right. That's horrendous. Then you have Raiders Cowboys. That's fun.
I mean, the Cowboys are gonna stomp them, but it's not as bad as Lions Bears.
Could be fun. And then you have Bills Saints, which would have been a lot better if Jameis obviously didn't get hurt, but he did, sadly. So
still a funky game. Titans beat the Bills, and Saints just lost to the Titans by 2.
It's funky.
Transitive property.
All right, enough of Thanksgiving, though. We'll go on to the next game. You have the Houston Texans against the Tennessee Titans. Wow, this sucks. I hate betting Texans. I really do. It's a lot of points, though. How do you know who they played last week? Who did the Texans play last week?
I know Tennessee played the Saints.
Oh, the last time they played was the Dolphins. Do they have a bye week too?
Okay.
I'm gonna go Texans here at plus 10.5. It's smelly and I don't like it, but I'm gonna go Texans here at plus 10.5.
Yeah. This is gonna be my coin flip.
Fuck it. That's a great coin flip.
No feel. Absolutely no feel. Okay, so home team is the Texans.
Flip it. Boom.
We got who's the home team?
Titans.
Okay, yeah, we got the Texans then.
Nice.
Load me up, underdog, riding with the points. Have absolutely no faith in them. But Tennessee hasn't looked great, really. They're winning close games. They're winning narrow games. Saints almost beat them. Bad call, Saints. It was a bad call. Saints could have beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe should have, some may say. But Tennessee plays close games, and I don't think they have the same firepower they used to. Tannehill doesn't look great. I think the Texans kind of come out of the bye and just throw the playbook at this game. Kind of the way Kyle Shanahan did on Monday night there. Just we got to come out and impose our will, and we're going to throw a little trick plays. I could see Texans throwing some fake punts, fake field goals, onside kick, first play of the game. They're just going to pull out all the stops. That's all they have at this point in the season. And I don't know. I guess I coin flipped, and that's what I got.
I really enjoy how you went from not having any feel to having a whole minute dialogue on how you feel about this game and how good it is. I enjoyed that. That was pretty good.
I got to back the boys.
That's some stuff that people don't get on other podcasts. We get on here. All right, now we'll go on to the Miami Dolphins against the New York Jets. What a shit show of a game. This game is horrendous. Who did Miami play?
They played the Ravens. I'm taking the Jets here. Give me the Jets.
I'll go Jets here too. Jets.
I'm getting plus 3.5 over a field goal. Dolphins are bad. Yeah, they might have a little mini bye, but I don't think that's really that big of a difference. I think that whether it's Zach Wilson. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be Mike White. It's going to be Zach Wilson.
It's actually not.
It's not?
It's just Joe Flacco.
Zoomer Zach's not playing?
Zoomer Zach is not playing. It's Joe Flacco confirmed.
That's sad. Very sad.
But it does follow our narrative, my narrative at least, where Miami covered last time big time, and the Jets didn't. They got demolished. So
also, this podcast I listened to that I really like, there's a guy on there named Jeff Feinberg, and he's like a big believer. And like he doesn't really bet on backup quarterbacks, but he said first game backup quarterbacks, they're alive.
Colt.
Who has do we have tape on Joe Flacco playing for Robert Saleh? No. Nobody does. Joe, really not that good, but he's serviceable. He's just started in the league for years. Jets have some decent weapons, honestly. Got a Super Bowl, yeah. Jets have some decent weapons, and I just don't think the Dolphins are very good, and I'm getting over a field goal. Yeah. I kind of wish it was Zach Wilson, but having an experienced guy who's not really going to turn the ball over as much, and Flacco, just kind of a game manager, I think could help. I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Dolphins either. I did not research this game at all because I don't care about this game, but I'll take the Jets.
It's going to be one of those red zone games where no one pays attention to. It's like, oh, that's neat. Look at that. And it's done. Also, sorry, rip Mike White. That sucks. I totally agree with PMT. They said that he could have done the method of play awesome one game and then just be like, oh, my hand hurts. I'm done. And then just get it back.
Do the Matt Flynn. Remember he came in for the Chiefs, put up 500 yards against the other team's backups in week 17 and the Seahawks signed. It's a 3-year, $45 million contract.
Yeah, done.
What? All right.
Got you.
That's what he should have done. But I respected his swag, and he'll be back. He looked decent.
I like the fact when he was I should have been the first overall pick in 2018 when he had Baker. When that was the year of Baker, Sam Darnold, who's looking not great. Then you had Josh Allen and Josh Rosen and Lamar.
Lamar. Yeah. Right. I might take Lamar and Josh Allen over him. Probably Baker too. But hey, not Josh Rosen.
Or Sam.
That's the point there. I'm still probably taking Sam.
Sam Darnold's bad.
Mike White is irrelevant.
Yeah, but Sam is bad. I don't know. We'll go into that because we're going to obviously have to – unless the Panthers, I believe, might have a bye. But we'll go into that as you can see later. Then we'll go on to the next game, the Eagles against the Saints. Again, follows my narrative. Saints didn't cover. Eagles did. And I hate the Eagles. And I'm never going to pick the Eagles. So, fuck them. Saints at +1.5. Let's go, Trevor Siemian, who does – and – PMT pointed this out. He looks weirdly like an offspring of the Manning family. I don't know if you've ever seen these pictures, but it is kind of strange.
Okay. I have not seen the pictures, but I will take the Saints as well. Yeah, they played pretty well last week against the Titans team that I think is decent. I think their record is better than they actually are, and I think they're playing above their ceiling. But yeah, the Saints are a good team, and they also have not a bad defense, but I think they have a fast, athletic, and they're the guys who did the bounty scandal. So they're coming out there, they're flying around the field, and they're going to make hits. And the Eagles keep everything around the line of scrimmage. So I think that the Saints can get pressure. The Saints know how to tackle. The Saints are well coached. They don't let Jalen Hurts escape and get things with his legs and throw his little crosses over the middle. They make him throw outside. And I think that's going to be the Eagles' downfall here. The Saints being underdogs is quite ridiculous. So, yeah, give me the Saints.
Money. Also, I like the Saints defense a lot. I think the Saints defense is very good. And the Eagles, I fucking hate them. I really do. It's bad. It's bad. I don't bet them. I don't ever bet against them. Although when they play the Giants, good night. Good night, bank account. I'm betting the house. Betting the house. I cannot wait for that game.
Saints money line plus money there. Look at that.
Fire. Fuck it. I'll do whatever. So now we're going to the next game. Here we are, the Panthers. So yeah, Sam Darnold's dog shit, and that team is weird. Although the football team's also not that great. These are two teams that covered. I like this narrative a lot. I'm gonna go with the fact that the Washington football team is kind of on a high, beating the Tampa Bay. And the Panthers got a little swag to them. They got a little swag. I think Cam's probably gonna be the starter too. So. And fuck Colin Cowherd. He's going to Washington. So I'm going to go Panthers here at -3.5.
I'm with Colin. I'm hanging out with Colin, my boy. Yeah. The Cam thing was cute. Played 9 snaps, I think, or took 9 snaps. 2 touchdowns. It's not happening all year. Washington showed some serious life last week. If they can move the ball efficiently and give that defense a chance to be what it can be, I'll keep betting Washington, especially as an underdog to a team that we've both pretty much agreed is ass.
Yeah.
So
what about Chase, though? What about Chase being out?
They still have good players on that line, man. I mean, he's a great, great player. Did he get a sack this year yet or no? Because
I think he's at like 1.5. He's had a down year in sacks, but yeah.
Yeah, but apparently sacks are more important than pressures, according to Brandon Staley, which is kind of a cool thing to say. I mean, pressures are more important than sacks. So yeah, I'll just take the Washington football team here. I think they'll be able to run the ball. And Panthers O-line is trash. And we still have Montez Sweat. We still have the big boys up the middle for Washington that we know are good.
Mm-hmm.
Linebacking core is good. Only thing that worries me is McCaffrey's back. Not worried about Cam.
Love it. All right, we'll go on to the next game. We have the Niners at Jacksonville. Niners on a little bit of a high. Jacksonville.
Did Jags cover last week?
They did. So
Okay.
I can't do anything about that. I have to go with just my gut here. I'm gonna go. Jaguars are not good. They're not. And it's less than a touchdown. I can see this being a touchdown game. I'm gonna go with Niners here at -6.5.
I feel like a baby boy. I feel really bad about it, and it stinks. Give me the Jags.
Ooh.
They've showed some life in the last 2 weeks. Seriously. They've showed some serious life. I think they can play close games. They're finally kind of put something together. Last week, the Niners, like I said before, just pulled out all the stops, threw the playbook at the game. I think maybe they're like a little feeling hot about themselves now. We saw the way they sallied and everything. I don't think the Jags are going to be a real pushover here. I would feel way better about the number if it was at 7, 6.5. I think the Jaguars have life. And I like the 49ers. I mean, to an extent, you are what your record says you are. So I don't think they're great. They're frisky, not great.
All right, fair enough. I mean, this is a weird game. The Niners definitely had a huge win. They showed what they could be. I think the Niners showed what they actually could be, which is a really decent team. I think this has to be a win for them. They know that they're down, and they have to start getting a couple wins, especially in that division. So they know they need to start pulling up some wins here. So I think they're going to be treating every game like it's a Super Bowl, and they're going to start playing. They have to play Jaguars well.
How do you treat the Jags like they're Super Bowl?
Well, you have to treat anyone like this. You can't fucking lose games, especially the teams like this where you know this is a win. When you're looking at your record, you're like, this is a win. This needs to be a win.
Is it a win by 3 though?
No, I don't think so. I really don't.
Maybe they look ahead though. I mean, they have the Seahawks next week, right?
I don't know who they have. If you got that kind of mind, that's good for you. I have no idea who they have, but I think just because they have like 6 losses already, right? 5, every game has to be a win, especially in the division that they're in. They're lucky to be 3rd place with fucking 11 wins.
They're coming off a short week, highly emotional game. I'm just taking the Jags. It's what my mind tells me. Do I think the Jags are going to win? Not at all.
No.
I'm getting 6.5 points.
Love it. All right, we'll go on to the next game. The first 4 o'clock witching hour has begun with the Cincinnati Bengals against or at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are bad. They're bad and they're broken. And I hate to say I like the narrative, but the narrative that they're just beat up. Everything has gone at them. Lost their head coach over an absolute crazy scandal. Henry Ruggs tragedy. Their best wide receiver. They got a lot of shit going against them, and I can't bet them at all. I like the Bengals here at -1. I'm gonna go Bengals here at -1.
If I could just like take a game off the slate and actually take it off TV too, like I don't even want to watch it, this would be the one.
Yeah,
100%. I really have no interest. I have no feel. These teams are both just like kind of floundering. Like I kind of think they deserve an extra bye week. Just like get it together, boys, because both of you have like decent rosters, but you're playing terrible. Rams are home. I mean, Raiders are home, and they're dogs. But we're double coin flipping this week.
Ooh, the double coin flip.
It's just that kind of week. I love
a double coin flip.
Raiders are home. We got Raiders. Let's do it. Carrying a point. You know, the Raiders do a great job of getting after the quarterback. They're one of the top teams in the NFL at getting after the quarterback.
Pressure.
But they don't have a great offensive line. They have a big offensive line, but they're not great. Well, the good news is the Bengals are not even in the top, or they're in like the bottom 5 in the NFL in getting after the quarterback. Derek Carr has a comfortable day, finds his boys. Renfro's good. Zay Jones has a little life. They've got a few playmakers on the team. Don't get the ball into Deshaun Jackson's hand. Give it to Josh Jacobs. Let him go against a not great Bengals run defense and try to contain Burrow and that Bengals offense. But yeah, Raiders, man.
I like it.
Again, defending my coin flip hard.
Love to defend the coin flip. I also love how that's impressive. Again, I think it's impressive. It's something you're not going to find on any other podcast. And something you're not going to find either is I like this pick at -2 for Arizona Cardinals. I like the Cardinals here at -2, especially because I believe Kyler's going to play. I just looked into it a little bit, did a smidgen of research, and they said they're still being cautious with him, and they're not totally sure. He's not a for sure lock to play on Sunday. But this is a game. It's a borderline primetime game, 4:30 slot. You have the Seattle Seahawks at Seattle. Division rivalry. You need to win this game. Yes, they do have a pretty decent lead at 7-2 or whatever their record is, but they got smoked by Carolina, and then they shouldn't have, especially because, you know, Colt, you're done. Colt gets his one game. Colt McCoy gets his one game. As Giants fans, we know we get one game of Colt, and that's it. So they can't have another game of Colt because you're not going to win that game. I think they're not going to force Kyler, but I think Kyler's going to force himself, and I like the Cardinals at -2 here.
I'm taking the Seahawks. I'm getting points. Kyler Murray's not going to play. They have a bye next week.
Ooh.
You let him get healthy. Colt McCoy also isn't going to play. Colt is injured. I believe they're going to be starting the third string quarterback, who I'm not sure who that is. Feel great about this bet. Russell Wilson's not a guy who puts together back-to-back starts to look like that. They're going to work a game plan that works for him, that works for the team. They just can't fall behind, and that's going to be the key. Cardinals lost their number 1 running back a couple weeks ago. Very almost certain that Kyler's not going to play, considering they have a bye next week, good lead in the division, and I'm getting points with the Seahawks here. Let me get that. Take the Seahawks with confidence.
I'm upset about the Kyler thing. I feel like a clown now. You did just body me, but I'm sticking with it. I bet he plays.
Who are you betting?
I'm not going to bet anything. I'm just saying I would like to say he plays. I'd like to say he plays.
Cool.
Kyler's going to play. He's going to play, get his division rivalry division win, and then be like, cool, let me take a little nap. Let me take a little nap for 2 weeks, and I'll play whatever bum I have to play next. Okay, this is a huge game, and I hate to say this, but I like the Cowboys here at +2.5. I really do. Both teams did cover. Can't do that method. But yeah, I like Cowboys here. I'm following my son Colin, which is upsetting. But I like the Cowboys here. I think the Cowboys are a good team. And in fact, I think they're a straight win, to be honest with you. So you can get plus money on that. The Chiefs are broken. They're weird. And I don't like them at -2.5 to a really, really solid Dallas team. You would think these are the 2 best teams in the NFC and AFC. You're not totally sure with the Chiefs, but yeah, I like Dallas here at +2.5.
I also like Dallas at +2.5. I think that the Chiefs, although they played well last week, they still didn't look like the Chiefs to me. They just put a lot of points up. They don't feel sure. They don't feel secure. They played a bad Raiders team. Having trouble with the names today. But Cowboys just stomped on the Falcons. And they don't look like they're taking the foot off the gas. I think both of these teams can put up a ton of points, have a ton of weapons. Both have good quarterbacks. So which team has the better defense? My opinion, right now, Dallas Cowboys. So give me the Cowboys and the points.
I like it. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Definitely a huge game, and one I'm really looking forward to. This is a big game. Okay, now we're gonna go on to this is a bad game. Holy Christ, do I hate this game? I think it's got to be the Steelers here. Chargers haven't been beating anyone big. They have it. Love this actually. Now I love this. Chargers haven't been playing anyone big, and they've also have a horrendous rush defense. And guess what the Steelers can do? They can run the ball. Your boy Najee. I'm gonna go with the Steelers here at +3.5. I think if anything, the Steelers maybe lose by a field goal like they always do if they lose. So yeah, I like this game a lot at +3.5. I honestly even like money line. I might even go a little spread of money line at +210. So Steelers, put me in for Steelers at +3.5.
I like Steelers +3.5 as well. I hope Big Ben doesn't play. They're planning for Mason Rudolph to play this week, but they said there's a chance that Big Ben plays. I'd prefer if he didn't. Injured Big Ben out there is not what I want to see. Mason Rudolph almost looked better than Big Ben last week, as bad as he looked. Chargers are just they're not good. I think there's a lot of stink on the Steelers right now for tying with the Lions. That's tough for them. But I don't really like this game. No super locks here. I'm just going to take the Steelers because the Chargers play close games, and I have to lay over a field goal. And like you said, Steelers can run the ball.
Love it. Now let's go into a game that's going to be sad for me and you. This is a tough game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing against the New York Giants. That's depressing. Especially, I hate this game even more now because Tom's lost 2 in a row, and Tom doesn't lose 2 in a row. So if Tom had beat the Washington football team, that would have been cool. I would have said maybe we have a shot. I'm still going to pencil this in at +10.5. It's a shitload of points, and we're having a lot of our weapons get a lot healthier. And our defense is playing a lot better. So I'm going to go Giants here at +10.5. I think we lose, sadly. I think it's a lot of points. I could easily just see us getting walloped. I really could, especially this goes against my narrative that I've been going with. Giants last time they played, they covered, and Buccaneers haven't covered. But yeah, I'm only just saying the defense has played a lot better. James Bradbury has finally played James Bradbury levels. And I think in general, I think what's his name is playing a lot better too. We're gonna have Saquon back, I believe. I feel real confident about that. Kenny's back. He's gonna be a lot healthier. Kadarius is gonna be a lot healthier, especially with buys. And they're coming off a bye week. I gotta pray that they figure something out in that 2 weeks. So, and they get an extra day for their bye week at Monday Night Football. So I'm gonna go Giants here at +10.5. I do not like it. It's gonna be a depressing game to watch. Everyone's gonna watch it, and everyone's gonna talk about how we got clowned. And it's going to suck. It's going to suck. But what do you think, Liam?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting towards the end of our picks here. So I guess I'll just start with my first super lock. It's the Giants +10.5, baby.
Let's go.
Man, do I love this pick. Saquon back, Kenny back. As you're saying, we're getting healthier. Defense is playing good. Coming off a bye, coaches are coaching for jobs at the moment.
That's facts.
Coaching for jobs off a bye. You got 2 weeks. I hope you didn't go home, Joe Judge. You sleep at the facility. You get a game plan ready. What's the thing no one can do against the Bucs? Run the ball. Who are we getting back? Saquon Barkley. Who's injured? Vita Vea, their best run stopper. They are without their 3 best cornerbacks at the moment. We're getting Kenny back. Kadarius is a beast, and Sterling just gets open on 3rd down. Danny Dimes is playing lights out. And I love the New York Football Giants.
I do too.
And I just think that, I mean, like, even our secondary started playing better. We need to get a little more pressure on the quarterback. But the Bucs wide receiver core is not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Their running backs haven't been doing great since the first few weeks of the year. Tom looks okay. Tom doesn't look like Tom yet. And maybe that changes this week, but I haven't seen it in the last few. So there's no reason for me to come off it now. Their O-line is good. But I think almost everywhere else, I feel a little better about the Giants right now. That +380 is kind of staring me in the face. It's a lot.
Sure.
That's a lot of pluses right there.
But
yeah, 10.5, super lock me in.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Do you have your mortal locks? I only have one so far. And I guess I'll give that one. The one that I have so far is the Cowboys against, I hate to do it, but the Cowboys against Chiefs. I like them a lot. I like them a lot, to be honest with you. I like Cowboys at -2 or +2.5. I think they should honestly be the favorites, so I like it.
Okay. Yeah, I have another +2.5 for you. I'm between that game and another one for my third one. But my second one, I know what it is. It's going to be Seattle +2.5. I love Seattle +2.5 against the Cardinals. I think I kind of made that clear before when I was talking about the game. But I'm
just want to clarify with you. It is at +2. Just before we go on, I just want to clarify.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at something else right now. Yeah, +2 works as well. I'm fine with that. I think the Seattle Seahawks win outright. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I think it's a mortal lock for me.
Okay, I'm going to mortal locks. I honestly, it's a weird week for me in mortal locks. I don't have a real good feel on any game. So I'm going to mortal lock 2 more games with obviously make my 3. I don't really like any of these that much, to be totally honest with you. But I'm going to go AFC North here. And I'm going to go Baltimore at mortal lock at -5, and Cleveland at mortal lock at -10.5. I like both of them, and I don't feel great about it, but it goes with my narrative. And these are the two best games I feel can accomplish my narrative, so I'm going to go with it.
Right. So here I'm between Cleveland, the Cowboys, and New Orleans for my last three mortal locks. I will take New Orleans +1.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles because you picked other games. You already picked the other games that I was thinking about, so I'll be my own person and take New Orleans.
I like that, especially because I like just mortal locking against the Philly. I like mortal locking against Philly. I do. I like that.
Last
I like
time we
as a
did it, it
podcast,
worked.
we should be doing that more often, I feel. So, yeah, I like that. I'm all in on that. Yeah, this is a weird week for me. There's a couple games I like, there's a couple games I don't like. But I'm excited. I've been having a lot of fun doing this, actually. First big year making picks. We've had a couple weeks. It's been a weird.
I think this is the bounce back, though. I really think this is the bounce back.
We said that last week, but it's been weird. It's been a weird couple weeks. It really has with games. There's a lot of games where you feel like this is going to happen, and it's just not even close. You're not even close. You're dead wrong. So yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh, also, I guess I'll go over our records, which look how beautiful this looks. This is weird. This is really weird. This goes by obviously have the
whole numbers.
We have whole numbers. 44. My win percentage is at 44. The games is at 48. My win percentage for mortal locks at 50. The games is at 43.3. And then obviously the special guests, they picked it up a little bit. They were started down. But yeah, they're at 0.35 or at 35%. And the win percentage is at 55%. I'll change that actually later to make the percentages. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Weird. I like whole numbers. I thought that was funky. I don't know about you. It makes my OCD feel good, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I think I came on here with a little more enthusiasm today. I hadn't liked the board in a few weeks. I like this board. I think this week went well. Hopefully we get back to some kind of record like I did when I went 12-4 that one week. But I think that's really all I have to say, honestly. I just I'm having a lot of fun. This was a good week. I think this was a good episode.
I like this. I like this episode. We had 2 coin flips.
Double coin flip episode. Whoa.
Making history. So yeah, I definitely I agree. I had a lot of fun. And we're going to continue to do this. Obviously, Thanksgiving is going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for things. We both are going to school right now. I am very much looking forward to Thanksgiving break. I am dying. If I seem a little tired, I am very tired from school. I had a test and a big assignment this week, so I'm done. We are all done. Let's go. Let's go football. I cannot wait to sit on my butt because I have no homework. I cannot wait to sit on my butt and watch football all weekend. Big weekend coming up. Big college weekend too. Ohio State against Michigan State. Go Ohio State. Go Ohio State football. Michigan State has one of the worst secondaries in the league or in college. And Ohio State has one of the best wide receivers in the league with Chris Olave. And they have another bunch of wide receiver threats. Love Ohio State. Love them. Lock it in. All right, Liam, if you got anything to say before we go rock out, I like this episode. We'll be peacing out. Liam, you got anything to say?
I'm all good, man.
All right, guys. Peace out.